Tammy, I have 7. Call the meeting to order.
Yeah, it's
7 o'clock sharp. Did everybody have a chance to preview the previous minutes?
yes, yeah.
So preview. Everybody got their mics on so they can be heard out and.
Yes. You want to be heard?
Anybody want to make motions?
I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes from the last meeting as written.
Second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
You-
What you want?
All right, finances is the first meeting, so we're good there. All right, visitors on the docket tonight. It's down to Grant.
No, quickly this way.
You were like, wait a minute, I'm sitting right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'll try to make this quick. Just to walk through the update. Since the last time I was here, we got the MERP implementation proposal submitted. That ended up being almost $140,000 for improvements to both this building and the library. I've worked with the Bakersfield Volunteer Fire Department on a couple of applications that recently got submitted. One was Brothers Helping Brothers, so that would provide, if funded, boots and helmets for all of the volunteers at the fire department. And then the Public Safety Foundation was for a self-contained breathing apparatus. Hope I said that right. Todd's not here to check me on it though. So just to give you kind of a running total, worked 55.25 hours to date. Hi puppy. I love dogs. He probably smells mine. And then 17.25 of those were split with the fire department. So about 46 hours, 46.75 hours have been billed to the town, to you all itself, as long as the reimbursement's coming from the fire department. I don't get to see that. So and then again, the agreement's for 100 hours total. So we've used a pretty good chunk, and it's through, if time is the marker, June 10th is when it expires. We can renegotiate that anytime if you want to. Some proposed things coming up. There is V-Trans just recently announced the Roads program now has funding open. They're due just after Christmas. Mac's not here, but they do have a few different categories of projects that could be eligible for that. So road erosion, culvert installation, those sorts of things. So if there are, projects on the docket that could fall into that category, it's something to think about. And then newer grant opportunities, Josh, in particular, I tried to look for capital grants because of your comments about the town garage last meeting. There's not a lot as far as like implementation funding for municipalities. Like I found lots of stuff for nonprofits and things that want to do facilities improvements, ADA accessibility, that sort of thing. There are a couple of things that I think we could try, and those are listed here. One is the state of Vermont has a municipal planning grant. I know the Planning Commission also was looking for a grant to do a town plan. But I looked into these, the max grant's 30,000, but a couple other communities in Vermont definitely got funding to do a planning process to do a capital plan for all of the buildings within the town. So that could cover, your architectural design, engineering, permitting, those sorts of things that might need to happen, kind of in preparation for actually building a facility. Now, the work that comes after that is harder to fund. And then there are also the community development block grants through the state. These are very difficult to manage from what I understand, but they are pretty significant in terms of the amount. They focus really on low income populations and tend to, from what I saw, focus on some housing initiatives. So Brigham might be a good possibility for funding like that to go in. They do like to see collaboration with developers and other things as part of that process too. Accessibility modification too, I know the library has been looking at those things, so that might be another, opportunity for the library. There is a pre-application that is coming due in January, so we have some time to think about these, but would probably want to get started, November, December at the, at the earliest to try to get some of these things underway. I would have to do some digging into that. I imagine the pre-application is not nearly as difficult as the application will be if you're invited. I can email you and follow up about that though. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the one we looked into before, that ended up being.
But the implementation, right?
Yeah.
That's the next phase.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. Any questions for me? Thoughts about any of these things? I also can look up a few things if you guys want to know.
Nope,
Okay.
not for me.
I believe they said February. You guys can continue on with your meeting and I can do some quick looking online. Yeah. Yeah, it could overlap with the potential capital grant that's coming for them too. The nice thing about the MERP grant was that the categories ended up being really broad, like in terms of, the building a heat envelope and heating system and, so you probably have a little bit of wiggle room if you got those funds when you implement them. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell without seeing the grant agreement. Oh, I know. That's what I wanted to ask. I know I saw some communication come through about MERP or about the bike pedestrian V-Trans grant. Has there been a grant agreement sent to you guys? Because I'm happy to summarize that as well. It was just like an initial letter, I think, but maybe they send the grant agreement later.
Something, remember? I
Mm.
said, can we read it?
Right. But I think they'll send you a separate grant agreement that actually says like, here's what you need to do to be compliant with the funding. And so I'm happy to like put that into like a summary. So that way the town has it to be able to manage it appropriately. Yeah.
If we don't have it, we should probably contact V-Trans because it's been a few weeks, it's been over a month, month and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is just acknowledging that you're ready to do the project. It says, you're acknowledging that you'll provide the local share, so it's a 50-50 match in this case, and then it says we will sign the grant agreement within 1 month of receiving it from V-Trans. So I assume that means they'll send it after you get this back to them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. They can get you the real document, I guess. I don't know why they have a two-step process, but. No. That's what it is.
Send it in, if we get it, then we'll decide whether or not we actually want to go forward with that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
As far as Bergen goes.
Mhm.
Implementation is, grant is the next phase. If we had somebody who wanted to do the project right now.
Mm, okay.
Because we had to wait for the town vote next week. We lost one. Jim Cameron decided he couldn't handle it financially right now. He's in need of cash infusion, and this is not a cash making project, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Chad Handy, he decided that this year wouldn't be the year for him to do it. we lost a group, investors from Florida because, we couldn't give them a decision fast enough
Mm-hmm.
whether or not to sell the building. That was a group that wanted to buy the building and handle it on their own. They were interested in grants.
Hmm.
And there was one other, can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, who hasn't called out.
Okay, are there, without a developer, right? I know it's hard, but is there still an appetite to try to find grant funding to rehabilitate that building?
For 3 out of the 5 groups, they were looking for grant funding. So,
Okay,
I mean, we can apply for it. I don't know if there's a deadline and when it's used. That's the issue.
right.
That would be a question that would definitely be pertinent to whether or not we apply for it or not.
Okay. Yeah, I'll continue to bring potential sources, to your attention, and, if they're applicable, they are. If not, then that's okay too. So,
I had one source said. Well, I'll quote Jim Cameron. He said this project was at least $500,000 short of a cash infusion to make it work for him.
mhm,
So if we could get a implementation grant for
mhm.
that amount,
Yeah, it might take a pretty significant capital campaign. CDBG is a big source. They're complicated though. Like there's an entire statewide conference about managing these funds.
I've only dealt with a planning grant. so
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
It's actually worse than FEMA.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Lots of detail to manage. So it is in many cases,
Anybody tries to manage a grant, first advice I'm gonna give is take every scrap of paper that has anything to do with it and file it in one place.
it's good advice.
Because
Yep.
you're gonna need it.
It's good advice. It is. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, I'll keep looking out. I'm gonna also keep my eye out for other things for the town garage in the future. And let me know if there's interest in any of those opportunities that are on that page.
Just explore the implementation grant just a little bit further, see if there is
Okay.
a deadline for me, would you please?
For the CDBG one?
Yeah.
Yep, I can. It would be the pre-application, I think, on January 22nd, which he asked. So I'll look at the pre-application to see what that's like.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Perfect. Awesome.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Alex.
Did you hear anything from Matt today?
Is this a good time? Good one for you, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Apparently.
I said, there's no business.
All right, so road updates. Anybody have any concerns that need to be brought forward?
Just where they repaired on Joyle, when they put the coverts in, you need to go back and add some material. It's starting to well again. It's just compacting, you know what I mean? And my only fear is, and it's not really a fear, but because it's going to warm up again, but when the snow comes and the plow's going down, it's,
I know they were putting the new carbide on the new grader,
yeah.
so it doesn't have that
I
any.
don't know if you want to keep digging or you just want to put something in and try to smash it down more.
I level it out afterwards. Otherwise, you get a bump up instead of a bump down.
Yeah. Well, the problem is taking material out that has a different compaction than the material you're putting in. And
It's going to take a while though.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a mess whenever you try to do anything like that.
And-
Putting the same material back in.
Oh, the funniest thing is the one hole section they did, the whole thing is like a kadunk. But on the upper part, it's only one side that has that dip. So the one side packed nice, but the other half of it's a little recessed. But that's it. That I have. We ready for the plows and all ready?
No,
I saw you had some parts.
The grader blade on the new grader was a bit uneven because the one in the middle was a different brand and was considerably shorter than the ones on the outside, so it left ridges. If you notice on my road a little bit, it's not anything major, but it creates a, what
Yeah.
the hell was that, you know?
Yeah, when you drive, you can feel, my truck feels it on the, which cat, I feel, like it's like, whoa, that's kind of flow, but I meant the snow plows. We all
Doesn't
set
take
up,
them any time. They've done the maintenance on them.
Yeah.
It doesn't take them long to hook up. And it's a pain in the ass with
I'm prepping,
trying to get anything done with them on.
yeah, well, I got you.
I have a concern.
What's that?
Just the stop sign was falling down at East Bakersfield and Kings Hill Road down here. I was wondering if that could be reinstalled at some point. So,
Right,
yeah,
right next to
right by
the
the
garage.
garage, yeah.
Huh?
Did, do you know if they picked it up or you see it sitting on the ground or
It's been
really? We're all turned through.
I mean,
That's a reason, but.
everybody who goes on that road knows to stop there, but.
Yeah, you can sell everything?
Yeah, like, East Baker, right down here, by the garage.
Are you in town tomorrow, Lance?
I can be.
I was just wondering if you can, I mean, that one kind of seems like it should have been probably taken care of and.
I've got to catch up with Mac for something else anyway.
Okay. So you could bring these two concerns to him. Excellent.
I do have a question.
Excellent.
I know you love my question. So when we sign these,
Yep.
it says dirt work. Would it be possible to say what road?
There should be, there's a binder. Yeah. Well, yeah, because if they were on, I guess.
So I guess what I'm asking is that. If anybody asks me, what are the road crew doing?
So there's a
There's a
binder
bind
in here that has a weekly, is it weekly?
Yep.
I think it's weekly breakdown of what road they've done.
public?
It's, yeah, I mean, it's most public.
Thank you.
He keeps along.
Oh, I think there was one.
Have a good one, man. Yeah, keep a log of the hours on the equipment.
As we move forward. It might be easier for them to do it on the net. You know, if you were to set them up on Google Docs. Daily log, any one of the three guys could go in there and defend that.
Update it.
What they've done for the day. That would be easier, they've got the computer down there, they've got the access, rather than having to come up here and hand scratch it out. Okay, either way, I mean, they could throw it on the computer a lot quicker as well, maybe not a lot quicker.
It is.
Hunt and pack.
It would certainly be more accessible for those of us that aren't.
Right.
That would be nice.
They all type about the way I do.
I can teach them, there's a little button on the Google. You push it and you can talk to the computer and it'll write it out for you. It's not bad, I use it if I'm in a hurry.
I was typing up a mortgage today and I actually considered trying that.
It works.
Worked well.
I use it on my phone all the time. All right, so Belvedere Mountain Road certification, that is if there's any updates. that
There's
is one
several
of the
people
videos on.
There is an update at the same time with the.
Hey, baby.
Yep.
You're sweet.
So nothing yet. We did have a little, not discussion, I mentioned that I'd like, or did we want to consider closing that road from?
We did, and we put that in the APD ordinance.
Perfect.
Right here. May 1st, October 1st, between the hours of 7 and 10, which means the roads of the town are only open between May 1st and October 1st. This hasn't been signed into effect yet, but that is on the docket for tonight.
I almost watch now.
Yes, the old ordinance was December 1st. Up until that is signed, anybody could still be using the road.
Okay.
Next on the docket, we have a Jolly liquor license. This is just a
Well,
verbal.
Josh, if I can hold you up,
Yeah.
I think you have several people here for the prior. Do we just want to check
Okay.
if they have any comments? Because I see Mary Baker there, I see Larry and Paul Talley. Hello, Mary. I just don't know. Mary, do you have?
I do. Actually, couldn't hear what Nikki was saying.
Sorry. We were just talking about, I've been playing phone tag with the League of,
Vermont League of
Vermont
Cities and
League of
Towns.
Cities and Towns, thank you. So we're trying to get some more information on that road certification. And then we were talking about the new ATV ordinance that will be signed tonight, which will close that road or close
All
all
of
pastoral roads between
On
October.
October first.
October 1st to May 1st.
Correct.
Okay.
I have it, Tammy. Tammy, I have it for you.
Okay. Was there anybody else on there that had any questions? About Belvedere Mountain Road? Okay, just didn't want to move on.
Okay.
Thank you. Y'all store liquor license, this is a verbal,
On the website, you only really say, after sign having to be changed in time, roads are closed until May 1st.
maybe bold with an
Like
intervention,
announcement.
red.
One of your announcements,
Yep.
that would be great.
Can't keep it anywhere, I can pin it to the top of the announcement page, but there's no place to like.
Can you?
Then I'll push it out to the
send that
crier.
out To the
The crier.
Facebook world, the crier. Still hate that name, but. whatever. I know the story.
Relevance of it.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
Again, Jolly Store liquor license, this is a verbal approve or disapprove now, we just have to give Kathy approval to go online and approve it.
And I make a motion that we approve the Jolly Store liquor license for another year.
I'll second that.
And you would, all those in favor, signify by saying aye,
Aye.
Aye.
any no's? Yeah.
I have to go to.
Here that Johnny's was, had been,
Acquired.
Purchased by stewards, supposedly.
so how does that affect?
It'll probably just be a change of name on our license.
When it happens.
It'll happen at the state level and the local level. Signature of Pedestrian grant. Would everybody like to read this? It's not long, it just says that we are accepting the grant of $6,600.
That's a V-Trans grant, correct?
This is for the crosswalk sign.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Make a motion that Josh sign the agreement for the select board.
I'll second that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nikki.
I can second that.
There you go.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Will. Signature of amended ATV ordinance. This isn't everyone. I'm going to assume that since we made the motion at the last meeting, seconded and voted, that that does not need to happen at this meeting, and we can sign this and move for the next item.
Yep.
Can I sign it even though I wasn't at the meeting?
You agree?
Yes.
Then yes. If you can agree, you don't have to sign. That would
That would-
not being smart.
No.
She's okay. I don't think she's doing anything.
Up. The next one, well, that one's going down through, is the signature on the BCC tree planting grant support letter. Again, this was motion voted on and discussed at the last meeting, so therefore it is the signature of the letter. Goes down. Anybody available to comment on the project, the crosswalk?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, Josh.
The crosswalk, did we have a name for the project? Asking for a name.
Library crosswalk.
We'll bring them.
I think it's,
That's from the school, yes.
Yeah, Baker's Elementary School 108 crosswalk.
John, if I have any contact with you, would you like to remain the contact person on this?
Yeah, you can leave me on that.
Okay.
They didn't send it to me via email though. I've been looking for it, but that's okay. Yeah, I sent it in the main. It's okay.
This came
Gotcha.
to your attention, John, last.
Yeah, I just did say it.
So,
Yeah, you can keep me on it. I thought they were sending it to my work email for some crazy reason. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Then. I think they were placing where trees will go if we get the grant. then. And they were putting up that, so then, oh. Oh. It's like, well, there's a lot of things.
This, over again. To be. All right. Next up is Luno property. There are no updates on that here, so there's no discussion at this point, correct? Moving on. Warrants and reports are going around, being signed.
I have a question
Yeah.
or a request for warrants and reports regarding regarding the SimQuest contract. Was the copier damaged or something? On the bill, they show a property damage surcharge. It wasn't a ton of money, but I don't know if they're billing us in case the equipment get damaged during the life of the contract, but
You mean like there's a insurance policy code?
yeah, take a look at it. I looked at the bill. Was rolling through the bill and honestly, I may have missed it prior and I'm sorry to say that, but if you look at the SimQuest bill down at the bottom, it says property damage surcharge. It's only like $18. But I'm wondering, is this a standard? And in which case we carry a part of the service should be a repair, a maintenance contract on there. So do we get that back if the property's not damaged? I mean, what do they charge us $18 for? There's a maintenance contract, I'm sure, on it. So unless Tammy comes in a fit of rage and kicks it, I mean, sorry, Tim.
Billings, not right now. I don't-
Just see,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
already got 3 signatures on it, so it's being paid at this point. But
So you want something to be spelled.
just to see if it's something that we've just missed in previous,
yeah,
or if it's something that we need to question.
please and thank you.
Or should we have her check it now?
Well, I think the key thing is even if it's a part of the overall contract,
No, paying it.
For $18.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, we'll
Is it-
explore it for the next.
Is this some,
Monthly bill.
but the 18 is monthly?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it a monthly fee we're paying or is this something that 18 a month over a year? Couple $100. What's this? Oh, thank you. Oh, it's right here. Yep, there's a surcharge, 1732. 1732. It's monthly, so we're paying an additional fee for something contractual. When's our contract re-up?
Sure, I don't think it's too far away.
We need to have a conversation about that.
Kind of like the insurance on your cell phone, type of deal.
Sure, but the problem is you already have maintenance rolled in on a lease, right? They come and repair it.
So when we
So-
do the next contract, we'll have to look at that. And see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to strike that on the next contract and tell them we're not gonna pay that. You know, or are they gonna refund it because we had no property damage on it? You know, really, it's somebody. Maintenance is one thing, malicious activity is another, and I think that's what it is, like a malicious activity or.
Somebody was something to take after, break into the place. And
Right,
destroy everything.
smash it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but you know, an $18 a month seems a little hefty for something we've been paying, you know, I don't know, is this off the top of your head, Tammy, you can tell me you don't know, is this a 12, 24, 36 month contract we're in?
It's during COVID that we got this new one. I can't remember.
When the contracts come up for negotiation, I think we should look at that contract. I have this funny feeling that we're being charged some stuff that we should probably note that we don't want to pay. Please and thank you. Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Fine, I was just looking to see if there's sometimes on there's contract. Terms or like that.
Yeah, maybe an auto renewer. You know, we do it a lot right where I'm at. Your contract's up and every year it automatically renews unless you say otherwise. So we need to contact them.
No, we know that it's X up.
Oh, okay. Okay,
That's why I think it might happen.
so she is threatening.
She threatened, oh, yeah.
Threatening.
Threaten to walk.
Yeah. Keep it up, yeah. All right, warrants and reports we got here.
Maybe we should rename it mass spec.
2025 budget building and discussion.
Yeah.
But today kind of looks like one of those days where we can put a half hour, 45 minutes towards the budget. I don't hate to say it, I just,
Well, I asked Kathy to start gathering the documents for us,
we got here.
as well as Mac and some other things. And yeah, we're gonna finish up kind of early. So if everybody can, maybe we should put some time to it and start it. Yeah, but I asked Kathy for a budget for the office. I said, listen, I know you just kind of live by this credit card, but it would be nice if we had advanced ideas, like, you know, I need X amount for paper in a year or something like that.
does,
We can get towards it.
That's in our general budget.
Yeah, so she said she was gonna put something together. Hopefully it'll be in there. If not, it will be in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
You requested like a report from Tom about what was budgeted and what was spent. And he said that's pretty much what we give you every time.
Does he have a new one? That what we need is an updated one.
Yeah, it'll be their first.
So, but we don't have one for this meeting. It'll be the next meeting, or did we get?
We'll have one for the next meeting.
So we can, I don't have last month's. I don't know why. I just went through my paper like 3 times. I can't find it.
September, do you want to look at that one?
Make sure.
So actually, we're looking for October's, last week's, 2 weeks ago.
No, because the 1st of October, he gives us the end of September balances.
Yeah.
Right, so then it would have been,
So this is the one
most
he gave us
recent.
last meeting.
right. So I mean, I think we can go through this and kind of look at things and do our normal bit for a half hour or so, Josh.
Agree with you at this point.
Get this thing rolling, so we don't have to worry about it.
This is other items, but I don't know if she put her stuff in here, or if this is just. Like the regional.
All right, this now.
Oh,
I did talk to the listener about that today,
senior center.
and they are going to find out from Tom what we've spent so far this year in wages.
Mhm.
Because those are higher because we've had to do more work with enactment down there and things like that. And the next year it's not gonna go down.
Right.
The appraisal starts, because they want us to accompany them on 25 to 30% of their appraisal visits.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
No, I agree. Why?
Like, as they appraise, we're to kind of learn exactly what they're looking at, how they're costing things out, things like that, because it's a big change. and then to maintain equity once they're done, we have to continue to appraise exactly the same way.
Makes sense.
Makes sense,
Okay.
yeah.
Putting
Um,
30%, that's. But,
Yeah, but that's all the listers, right? So all of the listers won't be going to all of them, I assume.
I don't know. I mean, generally, when you do a inspection, it's supposed to be the board that decides on the grade, the condition, you know, there's different worksheets and stuff to work out with that, but it's a board decision. One lister doesn't make the decision.
The lister board or this, what do you mean by board?
And I'm sorry that Sue won't be able to
She
accompany you.
She doesn't, yeah, she's started not going with us.
Hmm.
So Sharon and I have been going, getting the data, bringing it back, but the board makes the
Mhm.
decision as we
Yeah.
go over what we collected.
Okay.
And she's been there long enough. She's been to all these sites before anyhow.
She's been there long enough, I'm just afraid she can, she doesn't want to. But she's the only one that really knows what's going on. It's like,
Well, it sounds like you and Sharon are probably going to be
Busy.
busy.
and Sharon's trying to do a lot of it too, no? Second budget.
No, she needs to go to learn.
uh,
I have another question for the listers. Have we been billed for the mapping yet? Have we? I thought Tom said he hadn't written a check for that yet.
I know that.
just because I see we have a member of the town on here. Paul, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, not to call you out or anything, but, some of you may know Paul, he's on the, well, Paul, what's your title down there at the St. Albans Police Department?
I'm operations commander, rank as a lieutenant.
Yeah, and you've kind of been following our discussions about, hiring some patrol for the town. And unofficially, you told me that St. Albans PD would not be able to offer us any contract at this time, correct?
Yeah, no, the St. Albans, we would not be able to do that at the moment.
Okay. Can you, just as a person in your profession, is there anybody else that you can think of that the town could reach out to get the patrol that we need?
I guess it's really, I think you really got to determine what it is that you want first. Are you looking for traffic? Are you looking for some criminal interdiction? Are you looking for some type of coverage where an officer is here to respond when a call comes in? So it's hard, and I think a lot of the agencies right now are struggling to find people, which is why you're seeing calls for service not being responded to or being called or handled differently. So, I mean, any sheriff's office should be able to do the basic traffic enforcement if that's what you're looking for. And depending on who they have will determine what they can do for criminal investigations and stuff.
Okay. I appreciate your insight and, thank you for getting back to me and letting me know if St. Albans could actually do anything in that realm.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I guess that leaves us, we kind of know what we're looking for. It's more along the lines of finding more than one
Option.
option, yeah.
Right. Well, we'll know in what, 8 days,
Yep.
how we can proceed.
Reviewed the mail. Was, there's a couple stuff in here for the budgetary stuff. Most everything we've already gone through with the signing of that hearing agreement. ATV ordinance, tree planting, liquor license.
Okay.
There were some tabled items. Have you been able to get in touch with Kenny Doan about transfer of the school?
That happened just as he was retiring,
Okay,
and he's not sure.
does he know who we would get in touch with on that?
Kenny said that he would look into it for us.
I was talking with some other small towns. Not in the Franklin County area, but beyond. And they said that there was a purchase back agreement. In the contract, they said that the town could buy the building back for $1. Because in Act 46, it was transferred to the SU. I don't know if that's correct, if that's the same in our district or not, but.
See, we weren't privy to the contract, but that's
Right, right. I don't know, I just see what. It doesn't sound like the school actually worked with this Selectboard at all, and transfer any properties. And I
That's
don't
wrong,
believe-
just, yeah.
And I don't believe the school board has the authority to sell town properties.
No.
So. This. Maybe that would be an invitation to Morgan.
there was. They are looking for the deed. There is one on file. According to Kathy, I did not look at it, and it is in the SU's name. From Kathy said.
Where is that from?
You know, I didn't think that, that was completely with it. Everything was reformed. Yeah,
So, okay. But that was the table items that are in there, yeah, so.
So once we find out that that's what and established that that's the case, I do think we should talk to Morgan, because I'm. You know, the red flags are going up. It's that's all, I mean, that's a town building.
That is a town building.
What
you
do
know, Bakersfield, you've heard me say this before. We put it to the town. We floated a bond. We hired that building built and we paid for it 100% out of this town. After the SU was formed, we helped pay for Berkshire's. Berkshire never helped pay for ours. I'm sorry, that's our building.
So what are they trying to do? Did I miss something?
They want a deed or a.
It was a copy of the deed,
Copy of the deed that says they own it, basically.
Really?
and it sounds like they do, but the question is.
Who sold it to them?
Did the school have the authority to do that?
I'm not 100% sure about that answer.
What did they
The
buy it
select
for?
board has the right to buy and sell property without a town vote. I don't know if the school board has that same
Authority?
authority. At the time, you know, it was a school board that represented solely Bakersfield.
Oh,
So we will. Let's continue to look at that or. Not.
I'll get in touch with Kenny. I'm gonna have a meeting with him this coming week. And I'll ask him again if he's had a chance to explore that.
Or at least know who we need to talk to about it.
He was gonna go down and talk to some people.
Well, we're gonna got any updates, nothing at this time.
You've had it.
I thought so. Any others?
I do have one. At the request of, our town clerk. She would like the approval to purchase a portable DVD/CD reader writer. Her laptop, her PC is the only one that can actually read the DVDs that, for instance, the different Lister type stuff comes in and all the CDs they get. She's the only one that can use it when she needs it. Some folks other need it, may need it as well. But it's like a $30 charge. I went out, it has like 12,000 good reviews on Amazon. And they can plug it into any machine within the office and it comes with a little case, if I remember it. So I'd like to make a motion that we allow the expenditure of $30 for this piece of equipment. I know, but
I'm close for what, anything less than like $2.
Doesn't,
I think she really came to me on the level of she wanted me to identify it and I said I'd bring it to the board. So
Hey,
I'll second that.
kind of old technology there, huh?
yeah, it is, but that's what the listers are using. Sorry. Yours and it can go on the lister's PC if need be.
Perfect.
Perfect. Brian,
Been made and seconded. All those in favor of buying a brand new antique piece of equipment?
aye.
Opposed?
There you go. You can tell Kathy to order the thing. I emailed her. I emailed her. Yeah, it's just from Amazon. And all you're going to do is plug it in your USB slot. Done. It's Windows 10 and 11 friendly.
Any others?
Just a reminder for anyone watching about the informational meeting on Wednesday. What's that?
A couple folks.
More things. Colored.
I actually like what you're doing on the crier. I think the announcements go out there are pretty good. I do. And I see Sharon reposts it. Yeah, I think it's a good little, but I mean, even the graphics you're using, Sarah Joe's doing a great job. Whoever's doing it is doing a great job. Yeah. Very nice.
So reminder, meeting here at the town hall, Wednesday, October 30th at 7 p.m. Informational meeting about the 2 balloted items. That if you've got the mail-in ballots, you've already seen them. How many questions? We may not have the answers, but that's just as beneficial as us knowing exactly what we're thinking. So.
What's the process if we come without the ballot? Because I put them somewhere safe, but damn if I can't remember where that safe spot.
I think you have to sign like 30 documents in your.
Really?
FOIA
I'm
if they
serious.
don't hand you a number. Yeah,
I put the thing, I said, don't be safe here. And I'm thinking, where was that spot? I do that all the time. One time I'm gonna find like 80 documents sitting in the same spot. So I'll see if I can find them. Thanks.
No others? Okay. I am going to make I'm gonna say we work until 8:30 on budgetary items.
Yeah,
I give it
I think it's plenty
not
of
quite
time.
45 minutes, but
It's plenty of time to start.
let's give it a time limit here. First one.
You want should we make a copy of this or? Does anyone else have the September report? Because if not, we'll make a bunch of copies. I thought that's August. Well, that's not September. I mean, we have August, September. I have a whole bunch of them. So there it is. Oh, I got September 30th, so fib. Yeah, I'm starting to get rid of them. I'm only keeping the last month and quarter.
This is in the general budget. Okay, so it has to do with the BCC, Conservation Commission. They had a balance left over.
Oh, really?
And since it was not a line item, I was asked a question by Tom and I was supposed to discuss it last week. Had the paper right in front of me and somehow we skipped over it because it was one of the last things we talked about. Anyhow, they had $2,129 left over. And the question was, well, what do I do with it? And I said, well, it's not a specific line item, it can be carried over, and we will consider that they have that amount already set aside when we budget it for the general fund. So the money is still in their account, but still, it's actually not separate, but he has an accounting spreadsheet. And it's just gonna be carried over.
Do we know why they have that much left over?
I was gonna ask the same question.
We do not have a representative here tonight, so I don't have an answer to that.
Could we have a representative explain that, or to the best of their abilities before we make that decision?
Yeah.
I mean, we have time.
So what was he?
Have,
Do you know why we didn't invite them to these entities?
I'll talk to Pat. He's still on BCC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Pat. He's the trustee. I have a trustees meeting coming up, and I'll talk to Pat and Tenny about these two different subjects at that meeting.
How much, and I'm trying to find it, where is it, what page is this thing on, I can't see it. How much were they funded this year for?
For
We'd have to look at our worksheets last year.
2275
Yeah.
was what they asked for last year. What page are you on, Josh?
second page.
Oh, that.
So something they thought they were gonna have to buy, they didn't. Would be.
Yeah, I mean, they had $2,100 left over, that's 2275, they didn't spend much of anything.
Well, no, that would be the year prior to this.
Yeah.
Because they've spent.
There it is, I found it, spelled out. So actually, it isn't $2,100 left over though, right? It looks like 791.63.
Previously direct tax money that was carried forward, not spent.
In 2024, starting balance 2129.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just looking here.
And then they had 2275, so they've actually got pretty near $4,400.
Oh, so this is, so out of the 2275, according to this, it looks like there's 791.63 left.
Right.
Then you add on the 2129. They definitely shouldn't
Add
need
on
it.
the 22.
No, that's what they got this year and spent. Look, 2275 is what they did in the original budget. They spent almost 14 and change.
What page in the two?
Page 2. Third line down. 1, 2, 3. So 2275 is what they budgeted for 2024. They
That's
spent
over budget.
1483.37. What they have remaining is 791.63.
Those parentheses, so that means
Yeah.
it's above, so yeah,
Right.
they've got.
Right.
Right,
So 7 plus the 2129 from the prior year.
right.
Which
So-
they're not sure if they have access to.
Right.
That's what I'm
Right.
asking.
Even if they have access to it, just means we're not giving them any more money next year. It's
We'll
Because
just
they
need
would
an
have
explanation.
2,900.
Right. And that's how Tom and I left it. We
Right.
said we would just leave it in there.
right.
Or leave it on the spreadsheet, and they'd have access to it if they needed it. But we would consider that balance when we budgeted for 2025.
Right. So I think what we need to ask Tom is, including whatever this initial balance is, what is the total amount of money they have in their account available? And then but it sounds of
It's
it,
all general fund, so it's only broke out in.
it's
our-
in,
In our system.
Right,
not
it's
broke
broken out.
in actual-
right, it's just broken out in think of it like a spreadsheet. They've got a line item for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the question is that when you add those two together, what's the total amount that is there, quote unquote, from the
Yeah.
year prior in this one? And
Yep. All right. So do we want to start looking at the general fund?
sure.
Since Matt's not here, we'll do right up. So advertising. We
Was-
budgeted 500,
We haven't used a dollar of
we
it.
haven't used any yet.
Now, that surprises me because technically we've advertised several job openings here. Wouldn't that be in there? And we tried to sell a couple pieces of equipment in 2024. Why is that not
could
coming
be
out
an
of there?
Accounting or Earth, and Tom just didn't know where to take it. It comes right out of the general fund, and this is the only thing keeping track of that would be a spreadsheet.
Right.
It's not a separate checkbook or a separate account, so.
What's that? I thought the messenger to Burlington, whatever cost us.
Yeah, but we had $500 in advertising for the road, and I know we advertised for that.
And that's interesting, so one of the vendors is that they have forgotten to send.
Oh,
That's always nice.
okay.
That's why it's so hard to budget so early in the year.
Where do you at?
Well,
Second page.
when I go buy something, I should get my invoice within a month. I shouldn't be waiting, half a year. Two, three quarters. Second page, Jim.
That's why I was wondering. It's the same.
It's the same.
We should probably leave that in there then. and
It is different.
Get that.
10/10/24.
I would leave it at 500, whether we, right. Well, even for next year, I'd still leave it at 500 because if we have that one position open, individuals talking
I
about,
wonder they're different. We're working.
Can you make some copies of this?
what one are you working off of?
10/10/24. It's the one I've got here in my name.
Oh, see, I knew there was one after September.
That, you gave it that.
All right, because I only have
That's all
September.
right.
I'm keeping them by the end of the quarters because it's,
Two more.
I'm just holding on to the end of the quarter one. Too much paper floating around.
So anything else you want me to ask them?
Who, Tom?
Maybe,
No, Tennyson and Patrick.
no, we got your notes down for Matt.
Uh, Stop sign. Hills.
Add some more fill to the culverts on
Okay.
Doyle. Yeah, slow it down there. 3.5, early, 1.5 minutes early.
Nikki, while we're waiting for Tammy. Do you have any guests scheduled for a planning commission meeting next week? I was thinking we could start buttoning things up. All right, well, they'll just have to, it'll be a game day. The polls don't open till 10, so I guess Mac and the crew will have to break this place down then.
We do our meeting out there. Couldn't we just do?
We can't record the meeting out there per se. We'd have to drag things around. I guess we could, but I would just do it in here. They've got till 10.
Computer and use the camera right on the computer.
Yeah, just take the computer and use the camera. Yeah.
You don't need all the cameras.
5 of them.
Oh.
True. Well, true.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, Tammy.
all right, let's try this again.
All right, that's September 30th.
Page 2, number 1 in the bottom right corner,
Bottom right corner, page 2.
advertising.
I'd say keep it at 500.
It's for now until we know
True.
what those,
Check back in a month.
yeah.
Well, this is for next year, not what we have out of the budget here. I'm just thinking we leave it at 500 for next year because we wouldn't, but possibly we'll have an opening that we have to advertise. You know what I'm saying?
It's just how it openings this year. If you only spent 200, then
I'm pretty sure we hit the 5. Just
Yeah.
easy. I think we may be a little light because we chased a couple openings for a while on the 5.
Not 2024, because we're gonna do Burlington Free Press in 2024.
Okay, so what's messenger?
That was all in 2023.
Okay. So then, but we did hire, Brian's position he had, we put out there several times. Well, yeah, but we put it out, we pay for the messenger. If Burlington, messenger's not free, we pay for it. Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure 500 will be good for one position. Todd, I'll have to ask about the ambulance contract again this year.
Yeah, we'll just have to get them to send it to us.
Yeah. It's gonna be a Todd.
Dan could actually do that.
Munisburg?
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually send us something.
How long are we still under with them? We said, what was that, a 3 or a 5?
Well,
It was short.
So it was a 3?
3 year, I think.
All right.
Yeah, we're still under contract. Could you, we just need to know the number for this coming year, 2025.
Anybody on the BCC needs to come to us with a budget.
Yep.
Fire department, that hasn't been paid.
Apparently not.
It's like it's due December 31st.
Okay. So,
So again, we have to find out from Todd what next year's will be.
We're also under contract for that, so we need that number as well.
Okay.
BCA looks like we're good at 2,000 mark.
Looks good.
Yeah, cream.
Board of Civil Authority, counting votes and handles grievances.
Isn't that for the election?
Right. Yeah. Book fund, we didn't budget. That was our reason. We didn't budget for that, but we did.
Well, I think the reason the book fund. Right, so that shouldn't be anything in our budget per se.
260 there.
Was that when we did all the, because we used ARPA to get us,
But that's not really part of your budget.
yeah, I don't know what the 260 is showing here for.
Well, that one last time.
And he'll be here next time.
Expenses is
Yeah,
through the grant system.
Actually, Brigham residence expenses is.
Okay, what is the burden expenses through?
I'm not sure why they're separate.
I thought they were one and the same, but.
I think at one point we did talk about combining the two.
Yep. Building expenses, town hall repair, we budgeted 500 and we've spent 2250. Yeah,
I thought we spent all the air conditioners. And a roof repair. Yeah, but the building fund has a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
Right, the building fund had, is that on here? Where the heck's the building fund?
oh, yeah, I'm not disagreeing, yeah, I know we have a bunch of money in there.
Yeah, we just put some in.
We're gonna budget.
Realistic.
Yeah, the biggest,
Been over the last 5 years. I mean, was this year particularly expensive or?
yeah. Yeah, because what happened was we had the roof, the pieces come off the roof.
Budgeted 500 and spent 3?
Well, let's see if it's in the old annual report. Hang on, I have one right here.
Yeah, but it's not the 5-year one, we have a 5-year one out.
Do we?
The other,
I do not know where that is, but,
you look at the one out there, it says. we have our plan.
oh no, here's 5 years. You got 22, 21, 23.
Let's have it in the book.
Yep. General fund. But what are we looking for? Book fund, BCC.
Town hall repairs.
Maybe it's under T, because it not, no. It's not under B. 9, I just hit 9. Gravel work,
Come on, fingers.
work, baby, work. Bank interest, ARPA, work, BCC book. fund. You know, what we forgot to put on here. Remember, we were talking last time about putting in the cannabis piece for the election.
And that's still going there?
Well, it can't go this one. I'll have to go in March. Yeah, but we have to remember that. We keep forgetting. Building expense, town hall repairs. Yeah, in 2020, we spent just under 600. 2021, we spent 138. 2022, 188. In 2023, we spent 745.
Which is where we came up with 500 being
An average of about 500, right?
It's also.
So right here,
Okay.
look down, last of the B's on the bottom half.
Yep.
Expenses.
So I mean, the way the cost of everything is going, we could up that to 750. Knowing that we had the building.
I think the building repair fund itself has a couple, like tens of thousands of dollars in it.
That is true.
And,
But
and
what we're talking
Go ahead.
about here is we're talking about minor repairs,
Right.
where
Yeah.
the other one is made for. Like the
Paying
furnace.
for the furnace, yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
we
but
put that in there.
the key is we're not gonna have to pay for the furnaces coming in the MERP grant.
That's great. We don't have to pay for the furnace.
Yeah.
Then we will have plenty of money to.
We've
repair
heard
stuff.
that before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did pull the MERP grant back once already. You gotta go what?
Yeah, you gotta go with whatever they tell you have to, but either way, we're gonna get the grant for that, but. I've been dealing with the state on enough stuff that I'm not 100% sure.
Gonna come with
Get it
this.
right.
No, I have a problem going up.
I'm not
Town hall
having
repair.
The money that we're using
There
for
you
the
go.
building, or have set aside for the building. Just because. we're
Page
like-
17.
I mean, we're talking $500.
Yeah.
$750. I mean, that's less than.
And
a
we
penny
could,
on
we
it.
could always next year, once we have the heating upgraded, reevaluate.
Well,
But that's
well,
what's done.
I think the roof probably should have come out of the
The
building.
building repair fund.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, the building repair fund right now, as of December 31st, 23, had $61,734 in it. So it had almost $62,000 in it last December, so 10 months ago. And we pulled it for some reason. We pulled this out of these repairs out of the general. We should have taken it out of the building repair. I'm not arguing if we want to go 750. I think 5 is fine as well, because we're looking at most years, it's been 5, 6, maybe go
Yeah.
650,
I
whatever.
just know the cost.
Going up.
It's going
Oh,
up.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think you can get by with 750 there.
We may want to talk to Tom about refunding the general and putting that under the building repair fund. I mean, seriously,
Well, I think the thing is we've gotta have a couple meetings that are set aside specifically for budgeting. And
Right.
talk about those, and then that'll give us more of a time to also discuss the exact, this works, this doesn't. Where
Right.
the hell is this? Where the hell should this be?
so at
Right.
the end of 24, that was 2258 expended. So far this year, we've expended 4395. Over budget 4395.
for,
Yeah, I'm just,
Which one are you looking at?
some of that was furnace repairs too.
right, which will be hopefully resolved soon.
And I think that was the
But
intended purpose of that was, to put in.
Major
air conditioners
maintenance
if
and
needed.
repair, not
Basic
major,
maintenance,
not major.
Exactly.
So I agree that the amount to the roof we expended on a roof should come out of this other fund. The town hall repair fund.
Is that what it does, remember?
Yeah, on page 17.
Yeah, 17. Oh, no, in the book, no,
All in the book, okay.
page 17 in the book.
Feel like.
I'm sorry, I'm throwing out numbers. I'm reading from two different sources. So
Annie?
No.
Did we go two-sided to one-sided?
again, yeah,
Oh, we need,
Two-sided.
You got my original, didn't you? Where's my original down to?
I got it, Ms. Judy went on it already. There you go. I'll get it.
Oh. I was like, I'm missing a bunch of stuff. There's no way we go from O to.
It's a quick jump.
why not?
Well,
Why not?
do each account book. You can follow along.
Yeah, it's a good thing I put 500 on this.
Doing that. Can you tell me what court tax is?
It is it's a lovely little fee that we have to pay every year. It's not something we set, it's set by the Franklin County court system. And that's what we pay in order for the courts to handle any and all of our issues here in town, if they get to that point.
It's on a population basis, per capita basis.
I
So
was
everybody pays their
Yeah.
equal share, yeah.
And I was seriously thinking about trying to get a group of towns in Franklin County to not pay the court tax. Because that is their operating fee.
That is not the sheriff's operating fee.
No, it's the court.
Yeah.
And the sheriffs can arrest people, and the courts turn them back out on the streets and everything.
Yeah.
So maybe we stop paying them and tell they stop doing their job.
I think it's because of the legislature.
Get me started on how this goes. Oh,
And dispatching fees, that's something we're billed.
set.
That's
That's a
set.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already signed a contract and Tammy's gonna look that number up for us as well, please. Actually, we signed that one annually.
That one does come in.
Yeah. So we haven't received that yet.
In Stapler?
Listen, sweetheart, you want me to get you a cup of coffee too?
Well,
Yeah.
Nothing, yeah, that'd be nice.
Son of a gun. I'm leaving first here.
How about a,
You got double sided?
how about a vodka tonic?
What's that?
How about a vodka tonic?
All right,
Is this? I'm gonna make notes on these. Yeah, man.
What am I supposed to do, the one I've already picked? No.
You're still like this way. Yeah, see? I don't wanna point any fingers, but somebody will do it up. Wait, did I point a finger?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to page 17. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then you get it.
The last one.
No wonder you're missing something.
5 pages or whatever.
Oh, look at that. We've not had that before.
No, that's way better.
You're the one, yeah, good luck with it.
No wonder I was fumbling through looking for stuff.
Hey, Tammy.
But this says September 30th. This is September 30th.
No, it says 10/24.
What the hell does it say then? What's
Top left corner.
Top left corner of the second page.
on the second page?
My guess would be nothing changing from.
I got it already here. I have an.
Now we're having fun.
Loaded. All right, this has been great. So we're seeing advertising's 500,
How'd you get back there?
because I got my copy that's the same.
Yeah, but I got a copy of somebody else already put the notes on it for me.
Yeah,
You're lucky.
your
That's
notes. How did you get
Okay.
a copy without your own notes?
Because I found my original. My penmanship sucks. I didn't like what I wrote. BCA was 2K.
Here.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Let's start off.
Building expense down. So we're saying 750. Okay, so copier. I am.
Budgeted 2,000, it came in at $1,483.17. I say we leave it at 2,000.
I agree.
Okay, there, that one's up 750. Holy crap. Court tax, that is a set price, not set by us, so we have to wait for that to come in.
Direct tax also,
Also not set by us.
right?
Well,
Dispatching fee, is that another under contract? What's that?
Dispatching fees is a contract we sign annually.
This is a wait, this is a wait, this is a wait.
Yeah.
power expenses, we put 250 in. Now, we didn't pay him anything, I know he went on a bunch of calls,
We didn't pay him anything?
he didn't submit any. Yeah, we'll leave it at 250. Education, this was, I know we spent some of this because we paid you.
That comes under listers.
Jesus, nice. Did we agree to just put all the education in one spot?
We did at
We
one
did.
point. We did at one point.
What happened?
Well, I think we're gonna need to have Tom here.
I think you spent $75.
We spent travel down, hotel room.
Oh,
$582.
What are we signing all this paperwork for that gives you travel? I've,
So that you can submit it to the state for
I
reimbursement.
saw you reimbursed.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Education, we put in $1,000, listers put in for theirs 400,
And we've overspent.
and we've overspent. So how about this? We're gonna take the lister education
And put it
and the
in.
regular education, and we're gonna make that 1,500.
So what education would that be? Obviously listed.
So that would be, let's say, Matt has to go to a conference that,
Okay.
you know, requires him to learn something. That wouldn't even cover
That's
that
cover
because
those.
technically this would be roads. Let's
Or
say,
any Selectboard class that you take.
Yeah, the LCT every year we have, when you replace a board member. But we're part of it. Do they? There you go. What's that, Josh?
said you knew that.
It's all you, brother. We're real close on electricity. That's for what though? Electricity for this building? It has to be because the road,
You still got to pay for that.
Yes, because the road is on the road budget.
Right. right,
Everything
so
we're talking about is either this building or out of this building.
I think electricity we should take up. I
We're
think,
gonna be
Oh, yeah, we're
over
gonna get,
budget
yeah, we're gonna get hiked up again here before too long.
because we've got 3 more months to pay and 97.
Right.
I bet you almost have to go up $1,000.
so you're saying 2,500?
And it's gonna go up. Winter expenses, winter rates are higher.
Oh, by the way, hold on a minute. If we put in the heat pumps, it's gonna go up for sure. It's really gonna go up. Cause that's how you're heating this place all winter long. No, it's not. That's the primary. The backup would be the oil.
Guess what?
All right.
Changing that is as simple as turning 2 dials, one to the left, one to the right.
Okay, man. So,
I did not put that on record. did
yes, we're still recording.
So electricity, should that be,
I think we should take that up. Probably we should double it. Well, if those heat pumps are in this
If
year.
we get the heat pumps.
Well, remember, the heat pumps isn't only for heat. The thing runs all year round. It runs air conditioning and it runs heat.
If it's on, yeah.
If it,
I mean,
If it's on, we
this
have
room-
window
this
air
room is not
conditioners.
gonna Be used much in the summer.
Not gonna be
It's not gonna be on.
keep in mind, we had a window air conditioner at the end of the summer this year, right? When did that go in? August?
Yeah, but
July,
the heat
August?
pump Can be turned on the day we have a meeting.
Sure
If it's
can,
on.
but let me, and I'm not a HVAC guy. I just act like I'm one. It costs more to constantly try to cool a hot area than keep an area cool. Just FYI.
But you're only doing it a couple times a month,
Well, you're doing it
4 times a month.
4, you're doing it once a week. Almost. That's the biggest problem with this room. It's so damn big, it's gonna take several heat pumps even in here to cool this space. That's why I keep saying heat pumps are a mistake, but
I don't think, yes, it's gonna
I know.
cost more to cool that room down for a day than it would do if we left it running, but we're gonna have it running
with nobody in here.
with nobody in here for most of the time.
Yeah. If we put curtains, if we put some heavy curtains on all the windows, keep the light out. We'll do it my way my mom used to when I was a kid.
Yeah,
You keep the light out, it keeps the room cool,
yeah.
right? You,
I've never had a meeting where we came into this room and we sat here and went, whoa, it's hot in here.
but I agree.
This room is always cool.
I agree.
I don't think it's gonna go up as much as you think, because we're not gonna run the heat pumps in this room constantly.
But we're gonna run them out there constantly.
Yes, we are. And that room's different. It is
Smaller space, but you also have the big opening that goes up to the second floor. Heat rises, so it's there.
Yeah, but the door is closed.
Yeah, we'll have to do something.
The door-
Anyhow, it doesn't matter. What are you thinking for a number? Josh is saying 2,500. I said 3,000. It's not that much of a difference. You know, so put 25, Josh.
Well, we're definitely gonna overexpend this year's budget.
We'll go with 2,500 on it.
25.
Where we,
2,000 might possibly cover this year.
it might.
Memorial Day,
Yeah, Green Mountain is looking for a rate increase.
yep,
Hey, I'm.
Aren't they always-
throwing Stuff out, I'm not.
I'm not disagreeing. Flags for Memorial Day, we did 1,750, we came up at just under 700. I think we leave it there. Because there is some replacement flags, this was, so this is flags for grave sites.
Oh.
No, not grave sites.
it was on the poles, it
No,
was,
they poles in the main.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and we replaced them all, what, 2, 3 years ago, I think, and they get shredded. They get shredded.
We should do that.
It's amazing,
This is for.
people pass away.
Yeah, people in the. Connected to the town who have loss in the family,
I think 500 is a solid figure.
that's.
Mhm.
yeah. Generator, we are back up to code with that now, so I don't think 2,500 is a bad number to leave there.
Oh, I think they have, what, 1 or 2 things they have to replace on the next service?
Right, simple.
It was simple things, yeah, it wasn't anything major.
So I've got a question, I'm sorry, I
Yes.
do ask you about that. So we budgeted 25, we only spent 12,
Correct,
and it's up to code, so
right, so
don't need to
25,
do more to it, or?
we shouldn't need to do more to it. 25 gives us a cushion if something was to.
So if I could,
Yeah.
part of that 25 is the maintenance contract on it. They come out yearly
right.
and work on it. That's the 12. They didn't add in, for some reason, they did not add in the repairs they had at the last one. I think they've rolled them over for the next service because it was nothing that would prevent the unit from running at this time, but it needs to be replaced. They're wearing out. Belt, I think it was belts, right? I think there was
Belts
a belt and a gauge or something, yeah. So we're gonna have a little higher than we did this year, probably. I would guess probably like 1,700, 1,800, so.
25 just gives us the cushion,
It's a nice cushion,
yeah.
and I'm saying that as in, we,
We'll
to me, that's an area where we can maybe revisit.
trim it back, yeah, if we have to trim it back, we could probably drop it 5. Probably, but that also depends on the contract and if they have escalator clauses every year, which I know Milton Cat does.
Yeah.
So
Grant writing expenses, we've
been funding that out of the grant writing fund that we made with the ARPA.
that's what I'm wondering if that's what that 2295 is.
It's probably against it. He's not showing the amount that we had. Where's the amount? I'd like to know what we have left in the fund. I know it's in the general fund, but under the heading of grant writing, because we definitely moved money to it. Yes.
Ginger didn't charge us this year?
Well, where we did.
Ginger charges us as well on grant writing?
She has to
No,
make a call, yeah.
Health officer.
Oh, you're down to health officer.
I'm sorry.
Grant writing expense.
Yeah.
We've used 47 hours, you said.
Yeah,
So we've got, what, 53 for the rest of the year, are we? I mean, I feel like he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that enough? Do we think 100 hours a year?
Well,
should
so
be-
what we had agreed upon in the contract, we would start with 100 hours. At this set rate, and that was gonna be like our, let's see how this goes.
Right.
So. The way I kind of read his vibe, if he was concerned that he wasn't gonna use the 100 hours. You thought he was gonna go over,
I don't think he's getting it.
so once he gets to that 100 hours, we can just renegotiate for the next a lot of time.
But we haven't budgeted for that yet.
Correct. So, yes, for grant writing expenses. We would have to know, and that's why I have a question mark, we need to ask. Tom, how much is in that set amount of money that we have put aside? Because the $6,000 for the 100 hours,
Yeah, I think it was close to that.
scratch at the top.
Yeah, we put enough money in there to last for a few years.
Yeah.
That's what we moved over when everyone goes, what happened to ARPA?
Very expensive. If we want to say, you know what, every year, let's budget
$2,500.
Mhm.
Hey,
Even if
baby.
that's half of what we actually spent, then the rest of it comes out of the grant system.
Item 3 at the bottom. Hey, sweetie. People think we just keep paper for no reason. But I am getting rid of most of it. I'll have to put that back in my stack. It's getting ridiculous over here.
Yeah, it's a pile on my desk.
Yeah, I constantly am shifting things around the house. I put it here now. What's important stays here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 6,000. Exactly what you were saying. Exactly what he was saying, sorry, 100 hours, 6,000.
So when we get to
Where's
the end of that.
line?
They will-
We used monies that we had come in from.
ARPA.
You don't see it, that word. That's like a bad word. That's a 4-letter word.
Yeah.
Hey, RPA, you're right. It is 4 letters.
Yeah, so as, wow, John, one thing that next to me.
John?
John. Wow, sorry about that.
I'm not exactly next to him. I thought he was talking to you at first. Lou.
So, John said. That
Showing his 30s.
Yeah.
At his set rate comes to $1,000. If we wanted to,
We can exceed.
we could put in $3,000 for grant writing.
Right.
And pay half of it from the monies that we have set aside and half of it from direct tax.
The town is definitely benefiting from the grant, right?
Without a
Yeah,
doubt.
it needs, I'm just questioning how it should look in the budget, because on paper, because if we're spending $6,000, why can't I see $6,000? I guess that's fine.
Because we haven't spent it yet.
I mean,
He's billing us for the hours. I don't know why it's only showing 2,000 here.
so for next year when we budget,
So I think
30,
what
10, 60.
is.
No,
Tom
2,400,
doesn't know where to put that
right? Yeah,
because we didn't budget for it. It's coming out of. That 4-letter word money that we put into the general fund
Right.
and said, we are gonna use this money, we have set this money aside for grant writing.
right. So
But it wasn't budgeted for
Right.
because it was
grant writing.
money that we need from the direct tax.
so
Actually, this is correct, Nikki. This 29, the 2295 is close to, he said he did about 47 hours to date.
Yeah.
Right? If you just do 40 times 60, that's $2,400. And this was done a couple weeks ago. So I'm guessing we're in the neighborhood.
We're not.
He's not far off.
What she's asking
Yeah.
is, it doesn't say anywhere that we budgeted for it because
Because we didn't.
right,
We funded it
so
elsewhere.
next year should,
So next year, what we would have in that point is either the amount of money we've allotted from that pool.
okay. then you-
Or we need to say as a group,
Yeah.
we should budget $3,000.
Right, pay half and half.
And matching from the allotted funds.
Right, which was originally what we said we would try to match and things like that with
Right.
these funds. What happened, the 100 hours was going to be more than enough, and then we decided to add in other organizations
Right.
within the
Yeah.
town that have an actual real support of the town 100%, the firefighters, the
Yeah.
library,
Which
stuff
I
like
think
that.
is fine.
Right,
And I think the taxpayers also agree that that's fine.
yeah,
But yeah, so do we need to put, I see what you're saying. Do we need to put $3,000 in there as?
As a matcher? It may be a good thing to do, and it also helps extend the other fund.
Yeah. We also need to get a definition of where that funds, what it was transferred into.
I thought it was a grant writing fund, we called it.
There should have been a. There should have been a line item.
Yep.
With that amount in it that
Mhm.
says.
It should be on page 1 if you ask me under the funds, even though it's a sub fund of the general. It should be on the very front cover as a sub fund of the general fund, because that is, yeah, Yeah.
And I think what we asked.
Be
for
nice
him
to see.
do Was take the second item.
right.
Just scratch out that name and put the new name there.
Yeah, I think that's what we originally asked, but it hasn't transpired. It's grant writing fund.
That makes
Like,
sense.
just-
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
He
maybe
just-
Tammy,
yeah.
if you could look back and see when we actually made that motion. John may be able to help you with that because it would have had.
Oh, Lord, that was so long ago.
Yeah, but it would have said, it would have been back when they were threatening to recoup monies that weren't allocated.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Well, we were just
remember,
talking about it.
Yeah, I know, but it was still,
we had the threat, that was like the beginning of the summer,
yeah.
Tammy. Like May, June.
Just so that.
We know when we said it.
Tom, because in there, we would have made a motion to transfer that money out of ARPA into
He said a four-letter word.
wherever, I know. That item,
Yeah, it was, yeah. So to your point, you'll see it. We should request it either way to rename that and show that underneath the second line item. And then we can go from there. No, you're absolutely right. And I don't think it's a bad idea to do like a matching, have the town invest a little and use it. That'll extend that fund.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're looking at $6,000 a year. Trying to remember what we moved over, but that's only going to be like 6, 7, maybe 8 years tops. It was around 40. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So 6,000 a year, 6. No, and that's the other problem, right? It'll go, well, if we do what we should, but then if we do what we should, I'm sorry, if we do what we should, I think what would happen is, at least in some of the grants, we're able to recoup the
Right.
time for that,
Yeah.
right?
without a doubt.
So it should feed itself a little bit. Maybe not complete, but. So we're saying 3,000? So we're saying 3,000 to the grant rating as a match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surpassed our time limit.
No, that's good. We started it. No one could say we didn't start.
Well, they can't just control the video if it's,
That's right. I'll put this here. In my stack. Now, seeing how our next meeting is after the elections, I would strongly suggest any papers that you want to see, you take with you or put them somewhere other than in this room. Because they will wind up somewhere that you don't want them.
Yeah.
What's that? It's not my pile.
Make a
Mine's-
motion as we adjourn.
I second said motion.
call for vote. All those in favor, start by saying aye.
Aye,
All those opposed.
I
Have a
did.
good night.
I would suggest,